Hello and welcome to the Revenge of the Drive-In commentary track for Friday the 13th, Part 3. This is the worst movie we've done a commentary track for so far. I'm not posing that as a question. I think it's a fact. You can try to refute it if you want to, Jim, but I think neither of us liked this movie when we covered it way back in Season 2, I think.
You also might have to remind me, this is the 3D one, right? Or the one that's supposed to be 3D?
Yes, I am watching that. My DVD has the 3D version available, and believe me, I've spent hours, or maybe an hour in the past, trying to figure out if it's possible to play a 3D thing on my computer, and if there's a way, I don't know how, or maybe I found the way and it just wasn't working, but yes. It just has the least amount of redeeming qualities, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Yes, he gets his hockey mask. Mm-hmm. Some people like Shelley. Some people do. So I'll give you that. Let's say you love Shelley. You think he's funny. You think he's pathetic, like in a good way, like in a Crispin Glover in the final chapter kind of way. Because that's and that's kind of why I think that's just a better version of the Shelley character. He's less like woman hating, and he's equally a loser, but just more appealing. Yeah, and Shelley doesn't dance like Crispin Glover can, of course. No one does. But this is Friday the 13th Part 3. The effects aren't great. The ending is embarrassing. I think it's one of the worst moments in the series, and this is a series that has some terrible endings. I view this movie as the first in the series to create characters merely to have them killed. It happens in like every movie after that, and some of them were literally reshoots. There's one in Part 6 that's a completely reshot scene, and that's actually my least favorite scene of the movie because it just feels so disconnected from everything else. But Part 4, you have a hitchhiker getting killed. Part 5, almost every character in that movie is just it just shows up to get killed. They don't have any impact on what little plot there is in Part 5. But the caveat here is that the bikers do affect things a little bit. So it's not... they're like 90% there just to get killed.
Yeah, but I'd rather you just introduce a character like, this is random man number 1, just to see him get fucking hit, like his head cut off or something. You know what I mean? I don't need...
Wait, so you like that practice? Or what's
I think I do. I think. Like, I think I'm okay. Like, if it's...
If it's done well, it can be endearing because it's so stupid.
Yeah, but I also don't need, like, a backstory to characters, like these stupid bikers, right?
No, but listen, you can have characterization without a backstory. If anything, this movie goes too hard into the main character's backstory because she was raped by Jason. but like, Shelley, what's his backstory? It doesn't matter. He's just a loser, and Shelley, for all his faults, has a character. It's an annoying one, but he has a character.
I don't know whose idea it was to create Shelley, but he's possibly the worst character in the Friday the 13th series.
Who wrote this movie?
But no, it's interesting that when people think of Jason, they think of the mask, but also his quote-unquote signature weapon of the machete, which I don't think Jason has a signature weapon. Really.
Yeah, that's what I would argue. The machete's the one he's most often depicted at, and he appears to... I think he might have a machete in any given film, at least at one point or another.
Just because machetes look cool, though.
Yeah, but like, the thing is... Jason, he's adept with any weapon. Like, Michael Myers, it's the butcher knife, obviously. I mean, he kills people with fluorescent tubes in Halloween Kills, like fluorescent light bulbs or whatever. Like, he uses everything, but the butcher knife is always what he goes back to. And I guess that's kind of the machete, except there's definitely more variety. What, we've seen 2 pitchfork kills already in this movie, or the aftermath of 2 of them.
Even I'm looking at the poster for this movie, and he's holding an axe on the poster.
Yeah, and he has... I remember, because the Friday the 13th, the game, each movie's Jason is like a playable character, and they all play slightly differently, but they all have different weapons, and you can do different kills with those weapons. Part 3 Jason has an axe. Part 2 Jason has a pickaxe, which is what he has in the climax when Ginny tries to trick him with the sweater.
Uh-huh.
Part 4 axe, I think, uses a pig. One of those, like, the thing that he stabbed the My Pillow guy with in this movie. He uses that thing.
Okay, yeah.
Which is what he kills Crispin Glover with in that one. Part 5 Jason, of course, isn't Jason, but he has garden shears in the game because he kills someone with garden shears, at least one person. Part 6, he has a spear, which isn't truly a spear. It's like a post that he takes off of a cemetery fence.
Okay.
Part
Dude,
7,
great.
Part 7 must be the machete, and Part 8 I think is another axe. Part 9 I think is another axe. So yeah, just as many axes, really. I mean,
It's got to be the whole machete thing and lumping it in with Jason is just got to be because the machete just looks so cool.
it looks cool. There's also some practicality to it. At least, going back to the original film, they're in the woods, they're isolated.
Sorry,
A machete-
I'm just sighing at this movie.
A machete might have some purpose in chopping down
Teenagers.
but overgrown leaves and stuff, because again, they're like refurbishing an old camp that's like long out of business. And of course they kill an actual snake with the machete in the first movie. The machete has practical purposes in and really only in the woods. I think it's not a household item.
Or in the jungle.
Or in but the point is that it's in
But yes,
it's
see what you're
in locales that are separate from society. It's not a home. The butcher knife, the Michael Myers butcher knife, that is a home tool.
Yeah, Michael Myers uses the weapons of suburbia, whereas
Jason's a wild man. He's like George of the Jungle.
Yeah, and he uses
Brendan
weapons that
Fraser.
are found on old abandoned farms or camps.
Or cemeteries when he takes the fence post. I mean, really, nothing's stopping him, man. And the thing is, Jason doesn't even need to use a weapon. How many people does he kill with his bare hands? He squeezes a guy's head in this movie. He squeezes a guy's head against shower tiles in the fourth one.